Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Studio MD AZ. I'm Debbie, and this is my mom. And she is my sidekick. She's usually with me, but since I'm in Coronado, California, and you can see how gross the beach is behind me, most of the time, this is the most beautiful area. But right now, what's going on? But it's not good. Let me give you a little bit of ocean sound. Isn't that awful? Okay, let me see who I've got today. Hi, Viv. Hi, Carmen. Hi, Diana. Happy to see you. And I've got comments on top of that.
That's good because I can't, I don't think my phone was set up for studio, but let me, it may be just be a delay.
Okay, and all you have to do, you're just going in just like you always would to Facebook and just click on Studio MD. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Mildred. Deborah Pena. Hi, Chris. Let's see who else is here. I'll only do this for a second, I promise. Hi, Joy. Hi, Patty. Lori Wright is here. Happy to see you guys. Hi, Linda. So today, yeah, look, finally they're cleaning it up. Oh, praise God, because it is so nasty out there. Hello, Keenan. Linda Johnson is also here. Hi, Sharon Harrell. Today, I had to go early because I'm picking up our dog, and we're so excited, which is so silly, but we are so excited. We haven't seen him since the end of April. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Janice. Hi, Vicki. Laurel, my friend, is here. Hi, Charlotte. Can you get it, Mom?
I can't. I don't think he's hooked into studio. Let me.
What do you mean? Just do a search on Facebook for Studio.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Hi, Vicki. Sally Blasey. Hi, Sarah. Diane Newman. Donna Foster.
It shows that he's got studio on, but it's not coming through on his phone. What I'm wondering is, do I need to reverse these phones? Do I need to call you on Messenger on his phone?
Well, does he have... I don't know.
Messenger, I don't know.
Or we could just have you say hi, and we try and do this another day.
I don't think he has Messenger.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Here it is. Let's see if. Okay, and your name is there, so.
I thought you were saying, and your name is. What are they cleaning off the beach, Laurel? They're cleaning off all the seaweed. It's just gross. Are you going to hang up and call me again? All right, so we're going to hang up, and you're going to call me again. Okay. Yeah. Bye. Okay. We'll see. If that works, if great. If it doesn't, it's okay. Hi, Linda. Marianne is here. Hi, Tammy. So today, you guys, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Gelli Plate Printing, but I started doing it a couple of years ago, but I've never been consistent with it. And so the last few days, I've decided, let me, hold on. You had that problem too. You had to join in by your notification. How strange is that? Oh, well. Anyway, I started doing this. Oh, my phone's on Do Not Disturb. My mom's not going to be able to get in. Let me get you back. Okay. Now do you have Studio on your phone?
I've got Studio on my phone. It hasn't come in yet. That's my issue. I don't know what's taking it so long.
I don't either. Hi, Micheline. Hi, Sherry Walton. Well, you guys just know Mom. Huh?
It shows you're live.
Yeah. Somebody else had a problem, they said, too. So I don't know. It could be another Facebook issue. Who knows? But anyway.
I'm wearing my flag today.
I see that for Flag Day. I didn't even think about wearing something for Flag Day. But, oh, my gosh, you guys, we are, keeping the entire nation and everybody in the military and everybody in our prayers today because it looks like it's going to be kind of a crazy day, but hopefully not. Linda Head is here. Hi, Louise. Sue Gardner. Okay, let's get started. We're almost to 100. So Gelli Plate Printing. Raise your hand if you've ever done Gelli Plate Printing. There's so many fun things you can do with it. I started playing with it, and then last year my cousin came and showed me all kinds of fun stuff. So we're going to do some Gelli Plate Printing today. I'm going to show you just some basics. Thank you, Micheline. Hi, Paris. And we're also going to actually make a notebook with our paper today. So I think you're going to enjoy today. Lots of different ways to do this.
Sherry said it's a wonderful way to spend a Saturday morning.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to move Mom off to the side. You'll still hear her because she will help me with comments. But I'm going to push you all down completely so you can see what we're doing. Okay, so Gelli Plate Printing. Let me show you a few of the things I've already done this morning and what I use to do them with, and then we will get started. So today we're also going to use a magazine to print what they call monoprinting. So I just bought this Audrey Hepburn. I love Audrey Hepburn. I just bought this magazine at the grocery store last night. It is full of beautiful Audrey Hepburn pictures. So I thought, oh, I wonder if they'll work. So I tried them and they didn't work very well. And let me explain why. So when you're doing monoprinting, when you want to get, you can barely see her. So you take a magazine picture that's got a gloss finish. It has to have a glossy finish. So like Vogue, Cosmopolitan, all those kind of magazines have glossy finishes.
Well, this is good because Patty Craven has never heard of this before.
Oh, good. So you take the glossy finish and you place it on your Gelli plate after you do a layer of paint, lay it down, brayer over it, and that design, that print goes onto your Gelli plate, and then you use another piece of paper and you lift it up. So I've got all kinds of different papers to do that with. I also used a stencil and did this print with stenciling. Did another stencil like this. You can also, so this is the mono printing.
Hi, Katie. Hi, Kathy.
This was in one of my books. This 20s lady, maybe she's 30s, 40s, I don't know. And then I took a piece of paper from one of my other books that has just fun paper in it, and I added that monoprint to my paper. So I know right now this makes 0 sense to you all, so let's just start, and I'm going to show you how to do it.
Well, Miss Viv is on. Happy birthday, Viv.
Happy birthday, Viv. All right, so let's start with
We
some.
got lots of birthdays today.
I know.
Okay, Jamie wants to know what's a Gelli plate.
Okay, this is what a Gelli plate looks like. This is how it comes. And it is just like gel. Now you can make your own out of like, what's it called? What's in jelly that keeps it together? What's that called?
Silicone?
No.
Silicone?
Well, yeah, I guess it would be silicone, like in Jell-O. You can make your own, however, they do mold over time. So I tried to make one and it didn't really turn out. You can buy these on Amazon or at any of your craft stores. These run, I think, about $19 for this size, 8.5 by 11. And this is what it looks like. It's just like a big Jell-O jiggler. And you can use this to transfer prints or to do all kinds of stuff. Pectin, is that what it is?
Pectin.
Pectin, yes. Okay. So we're going to start with easy, super easy stuff, and we're going to move out to a little bit more difficult. So Gelli plate, that's what we're using. They come in different sizes.
Diane says peanut butter keeps it together.
And jelly, yeah, it would be true. Okay,
Right.
So here's one idea you could do, is take any design, if you've got a coloring book or anything like that, any design you want. I'm just taking this pattern sheet I got off of a Paint Magic book, and I just thought that would be a super simple, easy design for us. So look, I'm going to put my Gelli pad right over top of that design. I'm going to take a Sharpie, yes, a Sharpie, and
Kim says you do the neatest things.
oh, thank you, Kim. Okay, then look, all I'm going to do, because my Gelli plate is see-through, I'm just going to use my Sharpie and draw this design. That's all I'm doing.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Okay, that's
Hi,
it.
Sharon.
Got that done. The next thing I want to do is get some color on that. So I did go buy a bunch of these bottles and poured my paints into these bottles because they're much easier. It comes out much better than this. But you do not have to have this. I'll show you. You can just do this. It works fine. This just comes out a little bit easier. And I'm just going to put a couple of dots. It doesn't take very much paint at all. I'm going to put a couple of dots there. Then I'm going to take a little bit of green right by these leaves. And that's it. So you can see that's all the paint I have on my pad right now. And I'm going to take a brayer. Unfortunately, I brought my worst brayer I have. I do not recommend these plastics.
Can you show the brayer? That's something new for ladies.
So
brayer.
This is a brayer. You can buy these anywhere, Amazon or any of your craft stores. But they come in different. What I don't like about this one is this on the sides. It hits my pad. So I have other ones that don't have these on the side. It's just this with a handle. And I definitely recommend that instead of this. So, and then I'm going to take my brayer and I'm just going to move this paint around with my brayer. And it's all this is doing is just moving my paint to get full coverage on my pad. Okay, and then I have wax paper right here next to me that I can just roll everything right back off. I'm going to take a piece of my sketch paper, but you can use just regular copy paper. I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to really press down with this. And if you want, you can put another piece of paper over top of it and use your brayer to really get that image on there.
They love your cross.
Oh, thank you. I do too. This is by Susan Shaw. She's online, and I think the necklace was around $50, but I love it. Okay, and so then you're just going to pull this up. And there's your design. Now, granted, it looks a little janky with all of my lines because of my dumb brayer. But it is just like printing on, when you do screen printing or anything, it's kind of the same theory. And I could keep moving. I could put another piece on if I had anything left.
Amazing.
And not enough left to do anything with, but at least it'll clean it up. And then I take a little tiny bit of baby oil, just a tiny bit, and a paper towel, and everything cleans right back up again.
Hi, Linda. Glad you're here.
Look at that. It just cleans right up, and it's brand new again.
Hi, Edith, and hi, Kim.
When you get your, sorry that my table is so wobbly, but when you get your jelly pad, it's much clearer, it's much whiter. Mine has yellowed over time, but I've had mine for years, probably, I don't know, I bet I've had it 10 years.
Robin said this looks like fun.
Oh, it's so much fun. Let me show you what else. Let me show you what else you can do. So that was just like super duper simple. I have this book, let me see. It's all about how to draw animals. So you could also find one that looks similar to your dog. Let's say, mine's a fluffy dog.
Edith, we're working with a jelly pad today.
Let's do, hold on, I'm just gonna find a easy dog that we can do. It looks like a wolf.
Kathy said if you're using fabric paint, could you do this on fabric?
Yes, and I have a little deal to show you. All right, let's do this standard poodle. Look how cute he is. Let me move. I gotta move.
In honor of Louie.
Well, yeah, who we're gonna see in a few hours. I can't believe it. It's funny.
I can't believe you miss him so much.
We miss him so much. Made some molds today. Oh, good. Hi, Michelle. Okay, so now we're going to try this standard poodle. And all I'm going to do is take my marker again. And
What are you cleaning your jelly? What are you cleaning your jelly pad with?
It's baby oil.
Okay, baby oil. Yep, something really new. This is awesome.
So I'm just, all I'm doing, I can see.
Good morning, Sheila.
I can see the dog super clear because it's coming right through my jelly plate. So that's why it's so simple to do.
That's a good sized poodle.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take that off for now. The jelly pad is super, it's not sticky, but it's because it's that gel. Okay, so look at how perfect that came out. Now,
This is fun.
isn't it? It's just different. It's different and fun. So let's just take a little bit of maybe a blue. Let's try blue this time. Do a yellow, which is going to give us a really pretty teal.
Edith wants to know, where can they get this stuff?
You can get, all you need is the jelly plate. Anything else you have, anything else you need, you probably got at home already. But you're going to want a brayer, and a jelly plate. And you won't believe how much you can do with it. So super fun for your grandkids. I'm going to do this with Bill's great-granddaughters this weekend. I think Sunday we're going to get together and do that. But can you see, you should not have a brayer with these on it. Why I grabbed this one from home, I don't know.
Judy wants to know if there's anything you can't do.
Well, yes, there's a lot I can't do. I definitely dance like a white girl. I'll tell you that. I used to think I was such a good dancer, and then all of a sudden I was like, what happened? Okay.
Michelle would like you to show the poodle again, the one that you traced.
Okay, hold on. So, and again, I just always like take another piece of paper because I don't want to ruin the paper I'm working on. Take another piece of paper.
Vicky said, don't be surprised if you get a cold shoulder from Louie when he gets there.
Oh, I'm already expecting it, trust me.
Because he's mad at you.
He is mad at me. Okay, so here we go. That one didn't come out quite as clear, but look at that. So you can put anything you want on these, and it will most likely pick it up. I think that my marker on that one was probably not as vivid as it should have been. So baby oil, which I went to my grocery store last night to get the baby oil, and our grocery store did not have baby oil. So I had to go over to Rite Aid. And
really?
Did you all know Rite Aid is going out of business all across the country?
Oh, really?
So,
another one.
And the one here on Coronado has been here for, I can't even imagine how many years. And so I said to the girl, I said, I'm so sorry. And she goes, not as sorry as we are. And I said, oh, that broke my heart. So, okay. So let's move up to the next difficult.
Stewart wants to know, are you using acrylic or oil paint?
All acrylic. I never use anything except for acrylic. Once in a while I do watercolor, but not very often.
Can you use stencils on the jelly?
That's, speaking of which, that's what we're going to do next. So you can do any kind of stencil. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to lay this one down. After we're gonna, and when you're doing the stencil, so when we do the tracing something on your pad, the first thing you do is do your tracing. When you're doing stencils, you do your painting first, your brayer first, and then your stencil. So when you're tracing, it is trace first, then paint. Stencil is paint first, then stencil. So let's do, you know what? Let's just do something different, completely different this time.
They're all interested in Louis. They want a film of you and Louis seeing each other.
Well, I just saw that Annette is watching. She's driving, so hopefully she's not watching too close, or her mom's watching with her. But we're meeting them today at a location. So maybe one of they've got a number of people. Maybe Michelle could. That would be fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're excited. It's like this morning I started picking up the house. Like, just stupid. Like, what am I thinking?
Cleaning the bathroom.
Yes, cleaning the bathrooms. He's a dog.
A big surprise.
I know. That's how it feels. That's how excited we are.
Oh, you're crazy.
Okay, so now I'm just going to very carefully lay this down. I want to get the whole crown. I don't care so much about the bow. Okay, so you're just going to lay it down. Grab.
Have you tried acrylic markers to draw?
Yes, I used the Posca and it did not work. Just FYI, I tried the Posca and it did not work. It ran. So you really do need a different type. Okay, this is just.
Does it say like a jelly marker? Or?
What do you mean? No, no, it's just a permanent marker.
Okay.
All right.
Tracy said if you don't have a brayer, you could use a rolling pin.
Okay, so I'm going to lay my paper down. This is the paper. We're going to see what kind of design we get on this. But then it's going to be actually our next layer that's going to be even more fun.
Good morning, Diana.
And this top paper, like this paper, you'll see, I'm going to get a full print. Look at that, a perfect print. But now, if I move this stencil off,
wow,
I know. So you move that stencil off, I still got this design. So here's what I'm going to do. I need to dry this. I need this to get somewhat dry. Don't do too close to your pad. Let's get this somewhat dry. Let me make sure. Still a little wet. Hold on. Isn't that fun?
Oh, they're loving it. It might take a while on that jelly to dry, right?
Yeah, not really. It's almost dry. There it is. Okay, and now this is where the magic begins. All right, now I'm going to go ahead, believe it or not, I'm going to take a little bit more of this. It's a Gelli pad. Gelli jelly pad. Acrylic rollers in the baking section of Hobby Lobby would work as well. Acrylic rollers in the baking section? Huh.
Yeah, I would think so. If you're going to do like on cookies when they make, stencil designs on cookies.
Yeah. Okay. And now I'm going to put these colors over top of the bee. Get a new piece of paper. You're going to go through a lot of paper, so make sure you have a lot on hand. If you're playing. If you're not playing, then you'll be fine, but...
And you're using copy paper, right?
It's sketch paper, but it's not the textured sketch paper. It's just called sketch paper because it came in my sketchbook. This is what I'm using. I'm just taking it out of the sketchbook. And the reason I'm using this is it's thicker. It's a little bit thicker than...
copy paper.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, let's hope this works.
Janice said, remember, Debbie, how excited you both are after he growls and bites you.
I know, exactly. Okay, here we go. Let's pray it worked.
I bet it does. I bet it's gorgeous. Let's see. The big reveal. Drum roll.
Okay, so here's what, it didn't come out that great, and I don't know why. It could be, trying to think what it could have been, but here's what I love about Gelli Plate transferring is this now, look at how cool that is, just as a piece.
Like a background.
Yeah, just as a piece of abstract paper, and then you can take like regular stencils. Let's take like for instance, let's just take, so if we're making our own multi or mixed media paper, here's what I can do now. I can put a little bit of this.
They're all loving this because it's exciting to see it happen.
It's just different.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So now if I want to make this some really cool paper that I'm going to use, look at this. Just like you would with mixed media, but now I've got this really cool crown in here. How fun is that? You could also, at this point, you could take a, let me get one of my girls.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that fun? You could take a, let's say we're going to do a pinup. Like we could just cut her out right now. You're gonna try, it's like modern art. It's definitely like modern art, but it's all about the colors you're using and what you're doing with them. But this might just,
your background.
This might just be our background for our notebook that we're doing. So let's get, I'm gonna get her cut. I'm just cropping her out. I want you to see how easy this is to make incredible gift, like cards, gift tags, notebooks. And it's like designs that you couldn't come up with just random on, you know, on your own. It's like you really have to have all of this stuff. But then look, we could have her right there.
I can't believe you're cutting that out with gloves on.
And then have one of her quotes or something. But here's a quote. Our lives can keep us so busy that we forget to take care of our artistic selves. But, I mean, look how cute that is. We could also add something else to it. And we could put a little bit of maybe a pink. Let's just introduce another color. Let's see if I can get rid of most of that black. This would be kind of a crimson. Let's just see.
Yeah, Edith said her grandson's going to love that for craft time.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Debbie Stewart said, could you do something on fabric? I want to do a denim jacket with this method.
Look at.
I don't.
So you could just keep adding, but the Gelli pad is what gave me that whole base color. I just love it. You don't have to have a stencil. You can just put different colors on and make paper. Let me move this stuff out of here. Let me keep her.
Hi, Terry.
I was like, where's my Gelli pad? There it is.
Moved it off to the side.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and leave this here because it's, according to Mira, I'm not mad at it. So let's, I kind of want to try this, Marilyn. Let's try this. I'm going to go a little bit lighter base this time. Just see what happens. Or Audrey, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm going to leave what was there. You know, if you put, I was looking all over for it this morning. I don't have any bubble wrap, but if you put bubble wrap on here, it gives it all the coolest designs. You could do a, is there anything in this? Yeah. Look, you could do this. Look at that, and wait till you see what that's going to look like.
Is that an Audrey stencil that you had?
It is. I got it. I'm not sure. I either got it from Amazon or Temu. I don't remember where. But, okay. We're just going to lay that down. Remember, you need another piece of paper to go over top. So you're going to have your paper that you're using, your clean paper that you're using, because you actually get 2 prints out of it. You'll get this one. And then you should be able to get a second one. And off to the side here, I'm just rolling it off on wax paper. Well, parchment paper. But the brayer really helps get like your whole design on. Oh, this paper slipped twice now, so we'll see. Look at that. Now that would be gorgeous on a jacket. Is that incredible? Love that. And then you pull this up. You've still got the design there, but let's just see if we like it or if we want it.
Hey Joyce. Hi Terry. Good morning, Deanna.
Yeah, your second print isn't always as great because it's just picking up, but I love the black. I love the black with the yellow and the green. So that's fun. But it's just completely different than, because I'm sure somebody's thinking, well, why wouldn't I just stencil it? Because just by stenciling it, you're not going to get all those funky colors. So that's why the jelly pad, because that's how you're able to get all this other funky stuff on it. Okay. I'm sure this isn't everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. I'm just here to show you stuff and give you ideas. The next thing we're going to do is flowers. We're going to put real flowers on this.
Oh, cool. They just love it. So it comes off kind of easy with the baby oil, right?
I tried like a baby wipe, and it comes up, but it made it like with my brayer kind of stick a little bit, and so I read online to see what is the best thing to clean it with, and it did say baby oil.
Okay.
It is, it's a messy little deal, though. I'll tell you that right now.
Michelle said she has never heard of a jelly pad before. This is so cool.
Really?
Sheila said it's still great as a background.
Oh, it's so perfect as a background.
Tracy said this would be so cute for a t-shirt for a birthday party, a bridal party, or over the hill party.
Yeah. All right.
Edith is definitely going to try this.
Oh, yay. We've done this once in my private group. And we just kind of did background papers. So let's use our brayer. I actually like it when it's just barely braid, you know, when you just, can you still see all these colors and the patterns. I really liked the circle idea, so let's do a couple of those.
Laurel said she's wanted to try this since the first time you showed it last year.
Really? And you haven't? I'm surprised you haven't done it yet.
Kim said this would make great pages for a junk journal.
Yes. Okay. I just bought these flowers last night at the grocery store, and I know you're like, what? Yes, I did, and yes, we're using them. So I'm just going to take this flower and I'm going to just press it.
Judy Shahar is saying hello from Israel.
Judy from Israel, I want you to know that we and my family are praying for Israel and everything that's going on with you all right now. Okay, there's one. By the way, you can also use silk flowers. They work also, but...
Does it stay sticky by just rinsing it?
What's that?
Does the jelly pad stay sticky if you just rinse it? You have to really wash it, right?
I really wash it. Like I will, when I'm all done, I will soap and water.
Does Mara sell those?
No.
No, okay.
So I'm just putting a couple of these little ones in there. Let's get,
Are those real flowers?
yeah. Yeah, these are all real. Let's take a couple of these leaves. I'm going to do a leaf right through here. Let's do another one right here. That one didn't work
Thank
quite
you,
as well.
ladies, for welcoming my sister. Thank you.
I'm just going to use this. I just want to see if I can press that down without touching. No, I'm going to try and press it without touching anything, but I can't. I'm going to say the silk leaves are much easier than those. Let's see. Here's a big one. Let's see about this one. Interesting that the real leaves move around too much.
Ha!
I know. All right, let's take a poppy. This is now silk.
Silk, okay.
And I've got this little, I don't know what this is, but.
Did you just kind of figure that one out today? How to do flowers like that?
No, I saw somebody else do it, but they used all kinds of flowers.
And maybe more paint. Maybe does it need more paint? Well, that's pretty. You got a great view on this. I don't know how you have your phone hooked up.
Oh, I just have it. Yeah, so
Great.
Nobody needs to see me. But somebody said, I was on a page and they said, this is such a great idea to do right before your flowers are going to die. You know, just to be able to do something with them.
Yes. Talk about preserving them, right?
Come on. Okay, love this one. Look at that. Can you see the big flowers? This big flower right here, I should have just done that all over, but look at how the circles come out. Let me pull this back. The circles are in there.
Oh,
that is incredible background paper now. I love this. I love these colors on here. Let's do a little bit. Okay, so now you see that couldn't have been any simpler right there.
Amanda, it's sketch paper is what she's using.
Yeah, that's all I'm using is sketch paper. I'm going to go in with, I want to do a little bit, because we're going to kind of jazz this up a little bit, and we might just use this one for our background. Let me get another stencil brush.
Give Audrey a makeover.
Yeah. I want to, because it's the flowers, I'm going to get some of these leaves in
That
here.
big flower came out gorgeous.
Didn't it? I know.
Oh,
So that's,
yeah.
the little ones didn't really pull as much as they did. I did it last night and it worked out really good.
You're looking awful skinny there, lady, from this angle.
Thank you.
Are you eating anything?
Yeah, I eat. Not a lot, because nothing sounds good to me right now, but yeah, I'm eating. Oh my gosh, yeah. So here's what I love, is being able to take any other stencil, add to it, and make all of your own paper. So this, if I had that running through here, which let me just do it real quick, because here's what I'm thinking.
Beautiful.
I don't want to go into that flower, but let me...
And you could make backgrounds for everything.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need to buy all this fancy stuff. If you've got paint and one of these jelly pads, there's so much you can do. Yeah, this could be really, really fun. And then always with some diamonds. Have a couple diamonds on it. Always trying to get the black and white in there somehow.
Cool.
You don't even need to be complete.
It is so dry here that it's
Just
hard to talk sometimes.
fun,
Oh my
fun,
God.
fun. Okay.
So dry.
So we've been through all of the basics of what you can put on here. And I mean, most importantly, just use it as your regular background without doing anything to it.
Tina said she got hers from Michael's in 2 sizes. I
Yes.
got myself in a jelly plate.
They have like a 5x7 and an 8x10. I don't, the only ones I've seen that are bigger are the ones that people have actually made themselves.
Okay. I'm hoping that Michael's really steps up and, with the Joanne's thing and starts to become like the premier hobby place. I
Yeah.
don't know.
All right, so let's talk about let's talk about magazines. How this is called monoprinting. And so what I did is, this lady was in one of my books. Let me pull it. I have this book I bought on Amazon. It's called Chanel Fashion Review. And I just took one of these pages and laid it on my jelly plate, and that's where I got that image. So,
Wow.
yeah, how fun is that? So let me show you how to do that, because this is probably going to be your favorite thing. Let me make sure I have another. Let's try this one. So this came out of my Audrey Hepburn book. Let's just try it and see if it will work. If not, we'll try a different magazine. So not every shiny magazine works, which is what I found. I don't know why, but not everyone works. Like this would not work. This is shiny, but it's got like texture on it. This would not work. You need just a straight like magazine or something that is just super duper shiny. If that makes sense.
Mildred just bought a jelly plate from Amazon for $28.
That's not bad, but I think they're like 20. So we're gonna start with I just want to get some black. And you just need a thin, you don't need a ton, just need a thin layer.
Real quick, Jody just posted that 3 of the Sisterhood sisters are at her house right now.
That's right. Today is Get Jody
Today is
Organized.
Jody's unpacking day.
Yeah.
Our sisterhood is amazing, and they're in action all the time, helping each other.
I'm going to do one more because you don't want it too thick. Okay, so here's our picture that we're hoping the transfer will go through. So let's see. We're going to lay it down, and I'm going to take another piece of paper over top of that, and you're going to press. This is where you're going to really press. You want to make sure every inch of that design is getting transferred.
That's right, Robin. We just love that. Okay, what you're doing now will keep us. Vicky said, I think she means to keep them entertained for quite a while.
Her grandchild?
No, keep them entertained for a while.
Oh.
I just wonder if being able to have something like this to do.
Oh my gosh, you could do so much fun stuff with this. Okay, let's pray it worked. I don't know that it did. I don't know that that's the right kind of paper. So let's just see. So when you pull it up with your next paper, that's where the design comes in. If it took. Nope, it did not take. All right, now we know. So that kind did not work. So let's do what I know works, which is this book. If you're thinking, you know, wow, that looks like a pain in the neck. Honestly, it's not, but I'm trying to show you a whole bunch all at once. And I promise, this monoprinting is probably my most favorite thing. And I started doing it yesterday and had really good luck with it. So, of course, what are the chances, as soon as I go live, that...
Well, Edith said she's very impressed. She would have never thought of doing a more modern take on arts and crafts like what you're doing.
Well, I didn't create this. I mean, like I said, my cousin taught me a lot years ago. And then I do watch a lot of Gelli printing videos. They're all over YouTube. So you can learn everything just like this. Okay, so we're gonna let's try this one.
Well, Judy, contact those 3 musketeers in Dallas and see what they'll do for you.
Here's the only issue. Like, if you're using something, you've got to be prepared to be done with it. Like, you're not going to this is not going to do it twice. You're going to get one print out of it and you're going to ruin your sheet, if that made sense. So let's, we're going to get 2 ladies out of this. Let's try a purple. Maybe that black was just too severe. That's what I'm wondering. Let's just try a purple. They did recommend a darker color for when you're doing the mono printing, but I saw some other ones that did it with lighter colors, so who knows.
I wonder what the science is behind it. It's just the fact that it's just a squishy surface and it does take the imprint. It's amazing.
Yeah.
How it works.
The one thing they all said was make sure you
I see what you're talking about with that brayer.
Oh, it's a nightmare. But they just said make sure that you've just got a thin layer of paint. That's why I'm over here trying to get rid of all the excess. All right, fingers crossed. I don't look like an
Carrie said using
idiot.
Vogue magazine works great.
Vogue, yes. Vogue, Cosmopolitan, any of those big magazines would totally work. Our grocery store, because we're on the island, didn't have any of that stuff. So I'm using what I have. I like the large paint bottles. Oh my gosh, I do too. So those are on Amazon. I'll give the link to Mary because they're amazing. Okay, come on. Okay, look. That's the sheet. Now let's just pray. I can see the design on here. So let's pray that this went through. I think it might have. Let me get a clean piece of paper. You want to get it before it dries. Or, let's see. Let's try it first and see if it works. And then we'll do something else with it in a minute. Come on.
You got to work on it quick on that.
I know, you got to be kind of quick. I can see though my handprint got on there.
Well, that'd be cute for kids.
A handprint?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you guys are all like, please let it work, but no more than I am. Wish you could find your jelly pad, Paula. I know, a lot of people had them. All right, let's just see how much of the design came through. Oh, man. Okay. What is going on? You guys saw my, it worked perfect. This is the story of my life. That worked perfect. So let's try a different magazine. I got a bunch of magazines here. Let's just try something.
Sherry said you can transfer prints to polymer clay sheets using alcohol.
Huh.
Edith is going to definitely be looking for that link. Paula said, I wish I could find my jelly pad, and here someplace.
I know. All right, let's try the donkeys.
Yes.
This is another magazine. Like I said, I'm just trying different ones to see what is it. I'm wondering if maybe I had too much paint. So let's try less paint. I know you guys are here to watch me teach you, and all of a sudden you're like, oh grief.
I think it's the shininess of the sheet.
It's definitely the shininess of the sheet, because they said it's got to be shiny.
Oh.
All right, let's try this. I have a little bit less paint on my brush that time, or on the brayer. Okay.
This is almost like old-time photography, you know, where you're just transferring from negative to...
Yeah. Come on. Fingers crossed, everybody. Because this was my favorite part.
Patricia, she's cleaning it with baby oil. Dina wondered whether there's too much baby oil in it.
Well, I can't imagine. I didn't baby oil it that time. I just went with the way it was. So let's just see.
Yeah, that's right. It was almost clean.
Come on. Okay, I don't get it. You guys, it has totally worked. I'm just going to have to keep showing you this. So here's how I did this. I did it just like I'm doing right now. I laid this picture from this book. I laid the picture, like one of these, down on my pad. Well, first you put the paint on. Then I laid this down, the picture, went over it just like you just saw me do, and it came out perfect. This image is what was sitting on my pad. And so why it's not doing that now, I don't understand. But let me try another. Let's try one more thing.
Dina said use the other side of the jelly pad.
Well, it was this side that worked before,
Oh, was
but
it?
I'll do that. Let's
Maybe
just.
you can let it sit longer.
Okay, let's try it. So let's do this cowboy. And this is a shiny, this came off of like some Coronado book. Let's try him. I'm so sorry, you guys. Bear with me. We're gonna get it, even if it kills me, and it's probably going to. All right,
I like that cowboy.
let's try, maybe not so much paint. Like I hardly have any paint on this. Let's try that.
One website said clean the jelly pad with hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I had some of that, but I didn't think it cleaned as well as the baby oil. But I have both.
They're saying, where's your cousin when you need her?
I know. Like now I look like a moron. Oh well. But won't be my first or last time, that's for sure. All right, let me get another piece of paper. Oh, good thing I have black leggings on. Let's see if maybe, I watched one lady do this. Let's just see if that makes a difference.
you putting a lot of pressure on that brayer?
Yes, I am. But I watched a lady use her heat gun.
Sherry said you're covering up the print with the paint.
No. That is so strange. Like I said, it totally worked. Okay, so that magazine didn't work. I'm going to try one more. I'm going to try one more in white. Makeup remover would work. You look like you have lost... Thank you, Linda. I have. Try a thinner paint. The paint you're using in the bottles looks too thick.
Let it dry more, they're saying. And the baby oil acts as the retractable makeup removers wipes. Try a thinner paint.
Yeah, let's just try this. Let's just try barely any paint and see if that makes a difference. I did, Vina. I flipped it over. This is the other side. How am I losing weight? See, I am doing trizepatide. The fact that I can even say it is amazing. I'm doing trizepatide. It's the shots. So I go every week and get a shot, and it gives you zero desire to eat too much. Like, I eat just enough to be full, and then I'm done.
Does it give you lots of energy?
It gives me, yes, I feel like I have a lot of energy. I'm sleeping really well. And I can't drink more than about 3/4 of a glass of wine. So I think that's part of it too, is that you don't have a big desire for anything. That's right, Valerie. Thank you. You never know until you try. Let's see if this did anything. Nope. Let me just pick it up from another piece and see if there's anything.
They want to know if you could spell that shot.
Trizepatide?
Yeah.
I believe it's T-R-E. Trizepatide. It's a peptide. So trizepatide. I don't know. Somebody else who's better at that than me. You guys, I'm embarrassed. I don't know why it's not working. I really don't. I can't think of any reason why it is not working. None. It makes no sense to me. Because I had it work. So this is one of mine. That's what I used. That was a picture I used. And where'd it go? Hold on. Her image came right through. Here it is. Look.
Oh, wow.
So that came right through with no problem. This was the, look at this though. This is the silk flowers. Those worked out really well. Does anybody who's smarter at this than me, trizepatide, thank you, Peggy, know or have any ideas of why suddenly this isn't working for me?
Doesn't it have to be the paper or the?
It is, but like I said, one of them already worked, and so I'm gonna try one more. Bear with me. If you guys need to go, go. As a matter of fact, I need to go in a minute anyway. Fina, thank you. I mean, honestly, this is not that thick a paint. This is just standard Nick Pro. This is what I'm using, standard Nick Pro. It's not heavy body or anything.
Okay, Keenan said Googling the Googling says to make sure the paint is completely dry before you attempt the transfer.
Oh, I didn't do that before.
Maybe the ink is different in different magazines.
It could be, but I did not. I did
You
not.
didn't wait for it to dry.
No, not at all. But let's try it.
Thank you, Geegan.
I know.
Geegan. I'm looking at Google and I'm putting a G in there. What is wrong with my mouse today? I don't know.
Okay, let's try a good one then. If that's going to be the case, let's see something that might be really fun to use.
That's a thin layer, isn't
Let's
it?
try this. It's a very thin layer.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. So completely dry before you pick it up?
It said before the transfer. Let me go back and I'll read it.
That doesn't make sense to me. I know you guys are all dying now, like, all right.
Make sure the paint is completely dry before attempting transfer. I'm guessing before you attempt to pull it off. I don't know.
That's what I think. And that's why I think that lady, I think, honestly, this is more like inlay, stencil inlay, where you have to, you know, it takes a couple process.
Yeah.
No, what all the videos I watched said it had to be glossy paper.
Well, and it said always avoid glossy.
No, I know, but every video I watched said it needs to be glossy.
Wow.
Dry paint makes no sense to me either, but let's just see if this made a difference. Well, I mean, yeah, look, you can see her face a little bit better, but that's still not right. Okay, to Keenan's point, let's try, this is not glossy at all. So let's try this and see if by chance we put a shoe or something down. Let's see.
Well, yeah, at least it came through.
Yeah.
Hi, Nikki.
All right. Let me pull whatever's on here up with this. That definitely worked better.
After you dried it.
By drying it a little bit more, yes. Use a gentle pressure and don't have the print on the plate for too long, around 12 seconds or less.
Makes no sense. Keena said use gentle pressure and don't leave the print on the plate for too long, about 12 seconds or less.
That is so strange, because it's like that is the opposite of everything that it said.
Huh.
All right, one more time. If not, then I'm going to have to go back to my drawing board and keep working on it. Okay, let's try this. We'll get it somewhat dry, not all the way dry, somewhat dry. I love that you guys are hanging in there with me, because right now you're like, no, we have to see if this works. Okay, I got that almost dry. I've got just this little peacock. Gentle pressure. Let me put another paper over top. Don't leave it on.
You were pressing really hard.
I was, and now I'm using gentle pressure now.
Okay.
And let's just see if this one works. We didn't leave it on too long. No, nothing came up that time. So I don't think the drying is what works. All right, before we go, let's just do a standard, let's just make some background paper. So you can see what I'm talking about with just regular paper. All right, so
don't use paper that soaks up paint too quickly.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back and figure it out, and I'm going to do a video on here for you guys as soon as I figure it out. Because I cannot for the life of me figure out what happened. Okay, so if you want to make just fun background paper like this, let me grab another sheet. See what I mean? You go through a ton of paper. So have
and is this still your sketch paper?
Huh?
Is this still your sketch paper?
Yeah, this is just sketch paper. Let me empty this out. I want a couple of bigger circles. There's those little cups. And let's do, I had great luck with this. Let's just do, we're just going to put in, we just want a few different funky designs.
Tina said when adding second or third layers, just keep them very thin of paint. I love that with the flowers in it. They look so pretty.
So you can always make your own paper, your own background. So let me show you real quick. This is my little book of doing that. And let me show you some different ways you can do it. So this is background. So what we did on this one was made sure that we had it really, really light and blended out really well. And then I just did these black circles over it and then added more color and writing myself. That's just some journaling. This one I loved. This one was that just regular what we just did, but then I had a number of different pieces just like this, and I cut them all out and made it more like a quilt. You know what I mean? Like a scrap quilt. And then did a stencil over top. Same thing here, just taking all your little pieces of all your papers and then making it something different. This is just straight jelly painting, but then I just added like a girl and some scrapbook paper to it.
Yeah, well, and they're grateful that you're showing them what doesn't work.
Yeah, but that's how fun. This stuff really can be so fun. That's straight jelly pad if you have it more, you know, consistent. That was watercolor, but anyway. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I'm going to do a video and I'm going to have this nailed down and you're going to be like, she's so cool. Right? All right. Well, I'm going to figure it out and, but I've got to go get my dog right now, but then I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to do a video on here for you guys so that you all can do it. If any of you have done it and, know all the answers, text me because like I said, it's so interesting that we're getting all different answers. Everything I watched said shiny, glossy paper like what you would find in Vogue and Cosmo. So
it hardly even makes sense though.
I know. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you for trying, Angie. Well, you're welcome. I feel terrible, but at least we saw there are a lot of things that do work. And when I do my video, you guys are going to be like, yes, she did it. She kept trying. The one thing I will never do is give up. I will always keep trying. So I hope you guys have a great day. Forget about this and just go enjoy the rest of your day. And I will try and forget about this too. All right, everybody. Love you all. I'll do a video later on this weekend at some point, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.